Choreb Beruach, Sword of the Spirit. Interpreted and narrated by Wendy. Matit Yahu, Matthew, chapter 12. At that time, Yehoshua went through the grain during the day of Shabbat. Also, his Talmudim were hungry and began to pluck the heads of grain and eat. But when the Perushim saw it, they said to him, "Behold, your Talmudim do what is not lawful to do upon the day of Shabbat." Therefore he said to them, "Have you not read what David did when he was hungry, and those who were with him? How he entered into the house of Elohim, and ate the showbread, which was not lawful for him to eat, nor for them who were with him, but only for the priests? Or have you not read in the Torah how that on the day of Shabbat the priests in the temple profane the Shabbat, yet are blameless? But I say to you, he who is here is greater than the temple. Also, if you had known what this means, I will have mercy and not sacrifice, you would not have condemned the guiltless. For the son of Elua is Adon, even of the day of Shabbat." Then, when he had departed there, he went into their synagogue. And behold, a man was there whose hand was withered. And they asked him, saying, "Is it lawful to heal on the day of Shabbat?" So that they might accuse him. So he said to them, "What man is there among you who has a sheep, yet if it falls into a pit on the day of Shabbat, he will not lay hold of it and lift it out? Therefore, how much better is a man than a sheep? So it is lawful to do well on the day of Shabbat." Then he said to the man, "Stretch out your hand." So he stretched it out, and it was restored whole like the other. Then the Perushim went out and held a council against him, how they might destroy him. But when Yehoshua knew it, he withdrew himself from there. However, great multitudes followed him. Therefore he healed them all, and told them that they should not make him known, so that it might be fulfilled which was spoken by Yeshaiah the prophet, saying, "Behold my servant, whom I have chosen, my beloved, in whom my soul is well pleased. I will put my ruach upon him, and he will show judgment to the nations. He will not strive nor cry, neither will any man hear his voice in the streets. A bruised reed he will not break, and smoking flax he will not quench, until he sends forth judgment to victory. And in his name the nations will trust." Then one who was oppressed with a demon of blindness and muteness was brought to him, and he healed them, such that the blind and mute both spoke and saw. And all the people were amazed and said, "Is this not the son of David?" But when the Perushim heard it, they said, "This man does not cast out demons, but by Baal Zebub, the prince of the demons." However, Yehoshua knew their thoughts and said to them, "Every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself will not stand. Furthermore, if Hashatan cast out Hashatan, he is divided against himself. How then will his kingdom stand? Yet, if I cast out demons by Baal Zebub, by whom do your children cast out? Therefore, they will be your judges. But if I cast out devils by the Ruach of Al, has the kingdom of heaven come to you? Or else, how can one enter into a strong man's house and plunder his goods, unless he first binds the strong man, and then he will plunder his house? He who is not with me is against me, and he who does not gather with me scatters abroad. This is why I say to you, all manner of sin and blasphemy will be forgiven to men, but the blasphemy of the Ruach Kudesh will not be forgiven to men. Moreover, whoever speaks a word against the Son of Man, it will be forgiven him, but whoever speaks against the Ruach Kudesh, it will not be forgiven him, not in this world, nor in the world to come. Either make the tree good and its fruit good, or else make the tree corrupt and its fruit corrupt, for the tree is known by fruit. O generation of vipers, how can you, being evil, speak good things? For out of the abundance of the heart the mouth speaks. Out of the good treasure of the heart a good man brings forth good things, but out of the evil treasure an evil man brings forth evil things. Therefore I say to you that every idle word that men speak, they will give account of it in the day of judgment. For by your words you shall be justified, and by your words you shall be condemned. Then certain of the scribes and of the Perushim answered, saying, Rabbi, we want to see a sign from you. But he answered and said to them, An evil and adulterous generation seeks after a sign, but there no sign will be given to it, but the sign of the prophet Yonah. For as Yonah was 3 days and 3 nights in the belly of the whale, so will the Son of the Virgin be 3 days and 3 nights in the heart of the earth. The men of Nineveh will rise in judgment with this generation, and will condemn it, because they repented at the preaching of Yonah. Yet behold, a greater than Yonah is here. The queen of the south will rise up in judgment with this generation, and will condemn it, for she came from the uttermost parts of the earth to hear the wisdom of Shalomah. Yet behold, a greater than Shalomah is here. When the unclean spirit is gone out of a man, he walks through dry places, seeking rest, but finds none. Therefore he says, I will return into my house from where I came out. And when he is come, he finds it empty, swept, and garnished. Thus he goes and takes with himself 7 other spirits, more wicked than himself, and they enter in and dwell there. So the end of that man is worse than the beginning. Even so it will be to this wicked generation also. While he still spoke to the people, behold, his mother and brethren stood outside, desiring to speak with him. Then someone said to him, Behold, your mother and brethren stand outside, desiring to speak with you. But he answered and said to him who told him, Who is my mother? And who are my brethren? Then he stretched out his hand towards his Talmudim, and said, Behold my mother, and my brethren. For whoever will do the will of my Father who is in the heavens, the same is my brother, and sister, and mother.